Hey, hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber. I appreciate you being here today. So today we're going to talk about successful people know the right way to prioritize their day. So we're still in the series about what we can learn from highly successful people because success leaves clues. And if we watch what the successful people are doing, we can learn a lot from them. So another trait of highly successful people is that they know how to prioritize their day. Sorry, I have a tickle. I don't know. Anyway, so time has a tendency of getting away from us, but the most successful people still seem to accomplish more in a day than many of us do in a week. Chances are pretty high that you have a pretty common daily routine that you follow consistently. Most people have a series of tasks that they complete every morning before work, at work, and then when they get home, right? And usually there's not a lot of thought that goes into this daily routine. It's just rather something you've built over time naturally. And so if you want to become more successful, you want to be itemizing your days so that you know exactly what you have to do and when you need to do it. So every day there's things that you need to do. But then those things can change slightly depending on what's going on in your life. Like, of course, you have constraints. Like if you have a job, you have to go to work. And of course, you're going to take a shower in the morning or at night or however you do that. And then there are also things that change up. Like maybe you don't go to the store every day, but you might need to today, right? Or maybe having an important meeting with someone or whatever, right? So in order to accomplish everything that you need to do in a day in a timely manner, you should have a strategically made to-do list that has all your priorities in order. So for example, if there's certain things you need to do in the morning, like waking up on time, getting ready, getting dressed, and of course those come first, right? But from there, you should be making breakfast and eating before you head out to work. And of course, past this point, then everything changes for everyone, right? Because all of our lives are different. So every night, though, you might want to take time to create a list of everything you need to do the next day and at what times so that you can be efficient and get things done reliably. When you're making a list, really focus on your priorities. And if you're in business, this is even more important because, priorities are they're critical, right? So some tasks can be tackled only at a certain time, but then be sure to do those as soon as you can once that time passes, because the faster you can get it out of the way, the more time you can spend on things that aren't as critical. And so you won't be rushed the rest of the day, and you can rest assured you got everything done. Many people tend to go for the easy things first and worry about the hard stuff later, but that doesn't work. That's not going to help you be successful. It's not going to help you make sure that your results are going to be good. So I kind of went and Googled, and here's just some of the how really highly successful people plan their time. So first off, they save their decision-making muscles for important stuff. I think I mentioned this in another live, but Obama only wears blue or gray suits. Zuckerberg's uniform, Zuckerberg's uniform is a gray shirt and jeans. Steve Jobs only wore blue jeans and a black turtleneck almost every day, right? Highly successful people simplify their wardrobe because they don't want to waste their mind making decisions on trivial matters. Only a few decisions truly matter. And so the really successful people have internalized that not every decision needs to be optimal or perfect. That frees them up to make quick decisions most of the time, and they automate and simplify those decisions. So they don't think about whether they're going to go to the gym, or they don't deliberate what they're going to eat for breakfast. They work out at the same time every day. They eat the same breakfast every day, and they save their willpower and their flex can't talk. They use their willpower and they flex their decision-making muscles on the highest impact decisions that they need to face every day. So that's what they save their willpower for those decisions, and the rest of the decisions they kind of automate. We've talked about that before, right? Systems. That's what a lot of successful people do, is systems. Okay, so another thing they do is consistent morning routine. So they create momentum at the start of the day through their consistent morning routine. So successful people create a combination of the following activities in the morning. They meditate, they read, they journal, they exercise, they prioritize their day, they envision a successful day, and they eat a nutritious breakfast to fuel their day. So for example, and this is probably really wild, but Tony Robbins, I don't, you guys know he's out there. Hi, Anitra, good morning. So Tony Robbins takes a cold plunge every morning to reset his system and reduce inflammation. He goes into an ice thingy and freezes his butt off, right? He also does breathing exercises and expresses gratitude during a 10-minute priming exercise. So what we focus on expands in our minds, right? I mean, we know that what we have up here is what's going to come back to us. And so through his morning routine, Tony Robbins chooses to expand gratefulness over fear and anxiety. Knowing, that's pretty cool, huh? So there's no perfect morning routine. Know that. Because highly successful people experiment with different activities until they find the morning routine that fits their lifestyle and sets them up for a successful day. So successful people plan ahead thoroughly. So, Abraham Lincoln said, give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. You've heard that, right? So one of the major differences between highly successful people and average performers is a detailed and strategic planning. Successful people spend more time thinking about the big picture. They zoom out to see that big picture. They're looking at what they want to accomplish next year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years. This enables them to make key decisions deliberately, methodically, and strategically. Average people make decisions in reactive mode when they're in the middle of whatever's going on, when they're in the thick of the forest of their lives. They're in the middle of, oh my gosh, I need to make a decision right now. Whereas a successful person has already planned the big picture, where they're going in their life, and that makes it easier for them to make that decision now when they're in the thick of things, because they know ultimately where they're going. They know, how is this, whatever decision I make, how is this going to help me in the next 5 years or 10 years or whatever. So successful people plan thoroughly, and then they reap the rewards down the road. So their detailed planning provides clarity on what they should be working on at any given time. They produce at high levels because they separate the planning and the creation process. They don't plan when they feel like it. They set time aside for planning, and they plan, like I said, the whole big picture, right? And successful people prioritize, which is really what we're talking about today. So successful people understand that if they don't prioritize their projects, they will be swayed and maybe pushed around by the agendas of others. They consistently evaluate their priorities and reorganize the order of them as circumstances change. But since their priorities are crystal clear, they can quickly assess whether a request fits into their big picture plans. So they say no if they need to. If that request doesn't fit into their big picture plans, they don't have a problem with saying no. And effectiveness trumps efficiency for them. This is pretty powerful, you guys. They focus on working on the right things over getting more done. So it's doing the most important, the top priority things over just getting a bunch of stuff done, right? So they strive to produce at their highest quality for their highest priorities. So, and then they work on the most important projects first. Successful people know that willpower is a limited resource. We only have so much. As we make decisions, run errands, work on different projects throughout the day, our willpower gets depleted. We get worn down. And so successful people leverage that full tank of willpower that they have in the morning by working on their most important projects first. In the morning, the stresses and the obstacles that arise throughout the day haven't cluttered their mind yet. And so they take advantage in the morning when their mind is fresh and clear. And they don't have as many distractions in the morning, so they take advantage of that too. They get a head start on the world by making progress towards their most valuable goal first thing in the morning. So, hey, now I'd love to hear from you. What kinds of things do you do to prioritize your day effectively? I would love to hear. Let me see what I have. Anitra says, sounds like me and my menu and grocery list. Something as a small example. Exactly. You plan your menus out and you figure out your grocery list based on your menus. That's an excellent example. Thank you for sharing that. So, hey, get down in the comments. Share with us your comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks, Anitra, for being here with me today. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.